Hello there! Another week went by and another book I have read. This time I've read Ahsoka. I bought this book about, I want to say, a year and a half ago, and I picked it up just now and I read it. I don't really know what took me so long to read it. Well, no, that's a lie. I do know why it took me so long to read it, because I had stopped reading Tarkin, and when it comes to physical books, I cannot go to the next book if I haven't finished the previous one, so it's kind of like an OCD with me. So finally, after I took Tarkin out of the way, I was able to read Ahsoka. Because of the nature of this video, I will include spoilers for this book, so if you haven't read it yet and you don't want to be spoiled, this is your warning. First of all, let me start by saying that this is how books are supposed to smell like.
Oh, yes.
This is how books are supposed to smell, not whatever this smell is. This smells like newspaper. I don't like it. Okay, let's do this. Generally, I will give Ahsoka 4 out of 5 or 9 out of 10. Okay? I don't know which rating is more suitable for books. Is it the out of 5 or out of 10? Okay, I will keep using the out of 5 from now on. Okay, so I'll give this book 4 out of 5. It was a really good read for me. What made me hold back on the last points though was that in the beginning I felt that what I was reading made me feel a little bit shallow, and at first I felt that the book was telling me how the characters felt instead of letting me make my own assumptions about the psychosynthesis of the characters. But maybe then after finishing this book I realized that maybe that was the point, because at first Ahsoka doesn't really know herself how to feel and where to stand in this changing galaxy. As Ahsoka was feeling uncertain herself about her place on the galaxy and whether she should or she should not use the Force for her own benefit, everything felt shallow to me, because maybe that was the way that she was feeling about it. It was when she started realizing what her real destiny is that the story became very captivating for me. Through the events of the book, she finally accepted that she can no longer be standing by watching the galaxy being embraced by darkness and not do anything about it. In this story, Ahsoka tried to squish herself in this alter ego named Ashla, only to find it very limiting for her. Ashla was not the person that had fought beside her friends and family, and Ashla was not the type of person that would help her friends in need because it was her destiny. That was Ahsoka Tano. In a galaxy where the space left for light, kindness, the Jedi was extremely suffocating for Ahsoka Tano to be in. And when Ashla could no longer help her friends and Ahsoka Tano had to step in, it was when Ahsoka realized that even though she had stayed true to Ahsoka Tano, to herself, she had to overcome herself. She had to become something more in order to fight against this new order of things. And this book explains very nicely how Fulcrum is born. And because of the nature of the events, this is a great prequel or preparation if you want to watch Rebels, if you haven't already. What I did not expect reading this book was Ahsoka reuniting with R2-D2. It really warmed up my heart massively. When you have droids like R2-D2 or Chopper, it makes you think that this is not just a robot. This is not just a machine. It has feelings and complicated thoughts that would make you think that this is a real person. Also, what I came to realize through this book is that Bail Organa is the best father figure there is in the galaxy. Period. Even though that he was fighting for the right thing even before the Empire was created, now having Leia as his daughter gave him one more reason to create the rebellion and keep fighting against the evil. Everything from the moment after he took Leia under his wing interlaced his motives with this paternal instinct to save your own kind. Fathers trying to save daughters will never fail to have an impact on me in any storytelling. Bail Organa is a respectful king that respects Ahsoka's secrets and identity, and I love him for that. Also, in this book, we come in touch with the innermost thoughts of Force-sensitive entities. Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, Anakin, the crystals, and lastly, the Grand Inquisitor. Let me just say very quickly that the fact that Obi-Wan feels guilty and regrets of not letting Anakin return back to Shmi to save her, and he's at the meeting of going back to her grave to apologize for letting down her son. You know, like, hurtful. Also, we get Anakin's point of view, and he said something that I had not thought of. So basically, just before Ahsoka became Anakin's Padawan, he felt very insecure about Obi-Wan gaining a new Padawan. Yeah, he felt good that he was no longer Padawan, but then he didn't want someone else to take his place. He was afraid that now that he was no longer a Padawan, he would lose Obi-Wan as a member of his family, or he would no longer be as important to Obi-Wan. And, you know, we love an insecure king, an insecure boy. Little did Anakin know that not only he would feel fulfillment of being a master and teaching Ahsoka everything that he knew, he would not endanger his relationship with Obi-Wan. He would stay beside him even though everything went to hell. And it goes without saying that every time that clones were mentioned, I felt a little like shard being pushed in my heart. If you know me, you know that I'm a clone girly. I love my clones.
Where is Rex's point of view?
Lastly, two things. Hoban would be best friends with Wrecker. Hoban and Wrecker would be besties. They would be blowing shit up together. Okay, let's just say that. And two, is Kaden fruity? Was she like a little bit in love with Ahsoka? Because, look, I know that she was a good friend with her, but you know, I wouldn't mind if there were something more, like she knew that lightsabers were not to be trifled with. She could almost feel the power pouring out of Ahsoka anyway. It was amazing. I could kiss you. Yeah, that's what all friends say between friends. Sure.
I kissed a girl and I liked it.
And third, I forgot. I can only imagine the scene where she acquired the crystals of the sixth brother. I can picture it with like a badass music behind her. The moment she assembled her lightsabers and lit them up. That must have been amazing. Yeah, generally I really liked this book. It was a great read for me, and I don't think that Tales of the Jedi retcons this book. I haven't watched it very recently, but I think it just fills the gaps between the events. I don't think that one cancels the other. I think they're both part of the same story. Yeah, that was it. So what did you think reading Ahsoka? Until next time, may the Force be with you.